Hey, Colt. You're coming into work tomorrow, right?
Hi, Aaron. I hope things at work are going well. And thank you for letting me take the day off today to come to my mum's funeral. It was also very nice to see you come along as well to mourn her with me.
I don't need any of your thanks for that. You're coming into work tomorrow, right?
I'd like to say otherwise, actually.
I told you you could have the days off leading up to the funeral and the day of. But you're not able to take any more time after that, alright? I thought I already told you this once before.
But I still happen to have another day of PTO that I can use, and I plan to use it tomorrow, if you won't let me take the day off that HR gave me. Actually, from what HR has told me, I get 7 days off in the case that an immediate relative passes, which would mean I still have 2 days off of that left as well, so please let me have that time to mourn the loss of my mum. Also, this is a bit embarrassing for me to say, but there are some things going on back here at my house that are making it hard for me to come into work. Nothing bad, but they've just had me tied up as well, and having tomorrow off will help me deal with all that as well.
Is that right? Well, I guess since you've had so much going on in your life recently, I can't be a very kind boss. But know that this will only ever be happening once. Only this time. I'll let you take tomorrow off.
Thank you very much.
But that means, for the rest of this year, you're not to take any more days off for anything else. You hear me? No sick days, no use of your PTO, nothing. On the holidays, I expect you to be on your computer at home, getting work done.
Colt, have you still not gotten out of work yet? It's been so long since the last time you actually came home for dinner, right?
Hi, Samantha. I'm sorry, but I won't be getting home until around 12 or so tonight. So go ahead and just put my dinner in the fridge if you haven't already, and I can eat it for breakfast tomorrow.
I see.
I'm only just finishing up my work now, and then I'll be out of here for the night, so you can go ahead and head to bed. You have to take care of your health too.
Thank you. But I can understand that you had to take some time off work for some things you couldn't control, but the fact that you're being made to stay super late every day now is a bit off. You feel the same way, right? Other coworkers of yours have had to take weeks off at a time, but when they get back to work, they aren't forced to work late all the time, right?
There are plenty of people here who have had to take time off out of nowhere like me, but they haven't had to come back to life at work like I have. I feel that there is something really off about all this. Having to stay in the office every night after everyone else has already gone home and gone to bed.
Do you think this has to do with your CEO, Aaron?
What?
I feel like he might have something against you, and this last time where you had to take off all that time might have sent him overboard. I understand that this time you had to tell work that you needed time off last second, but that's not something you could control, right? And in this case, your CEO should have been able to get other coworkers to cover for you while you were out of the office.
Well, yeah. To be honest with you, he let them all continue on with their work without ever having anyone take over for me while I was gone.
I knew it. I know that he ended up coming to your mom's funeral as well as a show of kindness to you. But I thought he would have been kind enough to treat you with some respect while you were out of the office mourning her. Ugh. Even the way he was talking to you at the funeral got me all fired up. I'm not the only one who was upset with him, right?
So you think he's doing all of this on purpose?
Of course he is. I'm not trying to say anything bad about the company you're working for, but for the past 2 years, ever since Aaron became your CEO, things have gone downhill for you.
I see. Taking a step back to look at it myself, I can see that things have not been all right.
I get that he might have issues with managing his stress and anger, but that does not give him any right to talk to you like that at your own mother's funeral. He even got your older sister to shut up about what would happen with all your mom's money and things like that, due to how much of a jerk he was being. I'm sorry, Colt, but you're going to have to prepare yourself to do something about Aaron and his behavior towards you. And I'll make sure to help you out with him.
Thank you. I would have never really been able to see that there was something seriously messed up going on here if it wasn't for you always looking out for me.
Hey, have you started to think about what we talked about before?
What?
You heard about it from my dad, right?
Ah, right.
My dad really loves you a lot. I think you should just give up working for a CEO like that who doesn't seem to care for you at all and only wants to see you suffer. It's all a waste of your time and energy working there, so you should really put some thought into moving on.
That's a good point. I'm thankful that your dad told me about that. I can't give an answer to all that just yet, but I'm going to start putting some serious thought into it.
Yes, please.
All right, I'm heading out to my car now, okay?
Okay, have a safe drive home.
Seem to be really busy lately, Cole. Nah, that's right. Maybe you weren't 100% back to yourself quite yet, after seeing that your mom kicked the can. That's why you haven't been able to work well enough here, and always end up having to stay late. Right. You're a mom's boy, right?
Hello, Aaron. The reason that I've been having to stay late so often is because for some reason my workload has increased exponentially. This has nothing to do with me being inefficient or anything. Also, when it comes to the woman that put all her effort into raising me, would you please not say things like that? It is neither professional of you to do that, nor is it okay with me personally.
Yeah, I'm not trying to talk poorly of her or anything. Just that, because of her, I was able to work some things out with another person, and I'm wondering if you've noticed any of that yet.
What are you talking about?
Well, in due time you'll find out. For right now, though, you're going to be the man I say you are as your CEO. And I say that you're going to love working 14-hour days for a very long time here. Hey, Colt. I have some very good news for you.
Hi, Aaron. What kind of good news could you have for me?
Well, actually, it might be some very disturbing news for you.
Did something bad happen?
I noticed you still haven't caught on to it yet, so I'm going to tell it to you straight. Right now, your wife is pregnant with my child.
Excuse me?
Well, it's been about 3 months now since then.
What are you going on about?
2 months ago, I told you there was someone else I met at the funeral, right? One other person. You happen to be so concerned with your mother since you're a mama's boy that you took your eyes off someone else for too long.
So you're saying that I wasn't paying any attention to my wife then?
That's right. To put it straight, back when I was at that old hag's funeral, I had my way with your wife and did her pretty dang dirty. So I'm thinking that she's pregnant with my baby now. What the hell is wrong with you? Why are you so relaxed right now? I see. Maybe this is all too unbelievable for you. You never once thought in your life that your CEO would be able to sleep with your wife. Well, no matter how unbelievable you think all this is, you're not going to be able to change reality. By the way, Colt, back when my father was the CEO of this company, you're always so close to him that it really pissed me off. I've always been looking for the perfect chance to get you back for making my blood boil like that. And that funeral for your old hag was the perfect chance I needed. So that now means Rachel is my woman.
Rachel is?
Yeah, your wife, Rachel. When I told her I was your CEO, she fell right into my arms. And man, was she wanting me so badly. Still does, too.
When was the last time you met with Rachel?
We were just together a second ago.
Is that right? Well, I want to get to the bottom of all this, so give me some time to talk around.
Go right ahead.
Thank you for waiting, Aaron. I was able to get to the bottom of all this.
You were? Perfect. Took you 2 whole hours to do that, though. I'm sure she told you the truth right away, but too much for you to believe, right? But you were able to see that she's pregnant with my baby now, right?
You're going to be okay with paying settlement, right?
Sure thing. I'll pay up. I'll be paying you Rachel's part too, so you don't have to be worried about her. I happen to be a CEO after all, so I have all the money in this company at my disposal.
Then I'll let her know about this.
Make it quick, please.
As that's what her husband wanted me to do. He was the one that asked me to talk with you about this after all.
Huh? Rachel's husband? You You're Rachel's husband, right? What's happened to you?
For some reason, I believe that you have had a huge misunderstanding this whole time, but Rachel appears to be my sister. My older sister.
Your sister?
Also, my wife happens to be 8 months pregnant now, and 2 months ago she went back to her parents' house to have the baby.
What?
I'm sure by the way my sister was dressed and talking with me, you must have assumed that she was my wife, rather than my sibling.
Are you kidding me?
But now I'll see what's been going on here. The reason that my sister finally shut up about the money that my mum was leaving behind was because of you.
She was going on about your mom's money?
Let me just say that my family was never that well off, so it's not that much money to be honest. My dad, who passed away a few years ago, happened to be a basic office worker, so he didn't make all that much. And ever since then, my mum has just been living off her social security. Well, it seems that my sister was a little confused about that back then.
Oh.
Now, let's get back on topic here. To be honest, my sister has been really bad with her credit card, meaning she's had to borrow lots of money in the past from rather sketchy sources in order to pay her cards off.
She's been borrowing money?
And well, she's been working really hard to find ways to pay that money back to the people she borrowed it from.
What kind of money was she borrowing?
Well, in the past, she was paying for male strippers and owed around $20,000 to them.
She owed $20,000 to male strippers?
Well, she wanted to get that money to pay back all that debt of hers off, and that's why at the funeral she's making such a big fuss about my mum's money. But I knew that talking to her about our inheritance is going to be a tough challenge, so I prepared myself for it. However, right as she was starting to become a real headache for me, she heard about you, and you started talking to her. She must have been so happy to have found herself an ATM, no longer cared about my mum's money, or my mum herself. Towards the end of the funeral, she told me I could have all my mum's money, and then she took off with you.
Whoa, what the hell? ATM?
Ah, that's right, Erin. I think my sister still has some debts left over to pay. Maybe some new ones.
What did you say?
Oh, from what I could understand the last time I talked to her, she has around $40,000 now that she owes.
$40,000?
And after today, she's also going to be owing her husband money in the settlement. With both you and her owing him money in settlements, it'll come out to around $100,000 that he'll receive from you both.
Hold on a sec. I don't want Rachel anymore.
You don't?
I never thought of her as that kind of monster. I don't want to be her husband anymore, so go and tell her husband he can have her back.
What are you going on about now, Erin? You're not able to just get out of this situation that you created for yourself that easily.
Why can't I?
Is my older sister not pregnant with the baby of a CEO right now?
Ah, crap. Are you freaking kidding me?
And one other thing. Since I'm already talking with you right now, I've one other thing I'd like to tell you about.
What?
Due to the fact that my father-in-law will be resigning from his position as CEO, he's asked me to come and take his place. So later this month, I'll be leaving my position in your company and taking a much better job.
What?
I'm so sorry I wasn't able to put in my 2 weeks, but considering I've been having a lot of troubles working for you so far, it's only fair that I leave sooner rather than later. I have my new secretary get in touch with you about me quitting.
Wait a sec.
I'll have the official notice of me leaving at your office in a few days, so you can wait until then.
I told you to hold it for 1 second.
Have you forgotten that without you in my company, there will be things that will end up not getting done? There's a manual on what needs to be done by someone in my position, so take a look at that.
This is not about any of that. What the hell am I going to do about Rachel? You are her little brother, so do something about all her debt.
But my older sister happens to hate me a lot, so I'm not going to help her with any of that.
Huh?
I'm far too serious of a man for her. She always makes fun of me for it while also telling me that she wishes I was never her brother. And the only reason she was at my mum's funeral to begin with is because of the money my mum left behind.
But hold on.
Now I have to start packing for the move, so I'm going.
Wait, hey Colt, you stay right there.
And with that, before things began to become too crazy with Erin, I turned off my phone and went off to my wife's parents' house. I took all my things with me and I'm moving in with her parents now as well, so that I can be closer to my father-in-law while he teaches me what it means to be a CEO. When it comes to my older sister's husband, he was able to get money from both her and Erin before divorcing her and running off. At the same time, her and Erin broke up. And a few months after that, My sister became a single mother, giving birth to a baby boy. But she needed to get a job. Since she still had so much debt to pay off, my family thought she would be a terrible person for a baby to be around. So a little after giving birth, some of my family went to her house and took the baby from her. For the time being, the baby will be in the hands of someone besides the mother. As for Aaron, a much better company than his started up in town, and a lot of the employees left his company and started to work there. Because of that, the workload increased even further for anyone that did stay, and soon they all left as well, which then led to the collapse of Aaron and his company for good. As of right now, in order to pay the banks back, he's working from morning until night at some factory, making as much money as he possibly can.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.